So I want you to start in a comfortable seat with your shoulders over your hips. And you have your hands wherever it's comfortable, on your legs or on your body. And for the next few breaths, let's breathe in through your nose, pull that breath all the way down your torso, and as you breathe out, imagine that you're actually like squeezing the breath out and up, again, out through your nose. So it's an experiment. See what happens. Long, smooth breaths all the way down through your body. And then after a few of those, noticing how your body feels. So from the top of the head, through the torso, the arms, the legs, your feet. How does your body feel today? And then how do you want to feel when we're done with practice today? And then once you're clear about how you want to feel, mind, body, spirit, whatever shows up for you, just setting your intention. And then once you set your intention, I want you to start by taking your legs out in front. Is that right? No. So you're going to take those tennis balls and stick them right in front so your butt stays on the ground. Tennis balls right in front. We're going to stretch out the legs just a little bit. Good morning. And then moving your knees from side to side or front to back with the pelvis so that you can feel. So you want to grab some tennis balls, a couple of blankets, and some blocks. All right, so side to side. Jean, might take yours like a little bit to the center more. See how that feels. Just a little bit, just a little. More or less. Same.
Well, my right cheek is screaming. I mean, and it does anyway.
Right, and move it away or move it forward so it's not as close to the bone. All right, then, and I know many of you love this one, we're gonna lift up your butt. You're going right in the center of your glute, pick one side, and then come on over to the side and use your arm, use your legs to help not to put all, oh, I'm not crazy about that, please. To decide how much pressure goes into that glute and that tennis ball. Keep breathing. So once you get yourself set up, just take a couple of breaths, and then we're rolling around on the tennis balls. Right now we're in the center of the, one is all you need right now, because we're doing one side. So keep breathing. Long, smooth breaths. And if it hurts, lift yourself up. Press down with your feet, press down with your elbow. Take some of the weight out of that. I know why you came a little late, so you don't have to do this. All right, now we're going to go to the second side. I give you a little bit extra time there, right? So again, right in the center of the glute, come on over to the side. Use your arm or your feet or both to control how much weight goes into that tennis ball. Keep breathing, no matter what. And 2 blankets today, Cordelia. All right, so you're still breathing. You're either in one place or you're rolling around a little bit, whatever feels good. So now, for the next minute or so, anything else that you want to do around your pelvis, it could be the low back, and if you're doing the low back, I would use 2 tennis balls, one on either side of the pelvis. You could massage your legs a little bit, or your feet. Decide what other parts in the lower body want some attention, and then go ahead and do that for the next minute or so. And I know some of you like to be told exactly what to do, but sometimes you have to take the initiative. Okay, so you're finishing up whatever needs some attention on your lower legs, the lower part of your body, and your feet. So we have about 30 more seconds. So if you're doing one side, now would be the time to do your second side. And then about 10 more seconds. Whenever you're done with what you're doing with your lower extremities, we're gonna take the tennis balls, we're gonna do our hands a little bit. So what I want you to do, I want you to think about that, the kind of the meaty part underneath your thumb. Kind of start there, add a little bit of pressure, and then you can do circles, you can stay in one spot. And, you know, roll it around, see what you come up with. You also might hold the tennis balls in your hand and kind of squeeze onto that part or any other part that sounds inviting. Now, when you've had enough of the tennis balls on your hands, we're going to set them down and then interlace your fingers and roll through your wrists. And then a couple of times in each direction, so you might have one side that feels a little bit easier. And then you might shake out your hands and your arms, a couple of rolling through the shoulders. So at first, I just want you to inhale and shrug your shoulders up towards your ears, kind of hold them there for a second and then let them go. Then after you shrug a few times, then rolling through the shoulders, inhaling, shoulders up, exhaling, sliding those shoulder blades down your back body. And then we're going to stretch that right arm up and bending your elbow, walking your fingers down the back body. And then you might massage your tricep a little bit, or you might hold on to that elbow and pull gently back, or you might just continue to walk your fingers down your back body. Then we're going to take your left hand down to the ground. We're going to stretch out that right arm and keep your butt on the ground and come over to the side. And it doesn't matter how far you go, we just want to stretch through that. And if it doesn't feel good with the arm extended, you can, again, bend the elbow and put the hand on the back body. On an inhale, we're going to come on up. And we'll take the other arm up, bend the elbow. And again, you're going to walk the fingers down the back body, possibly massage that tricep or holding on to the elbow. But you don't want to overextend, right? It's what feels really good. And after the next breath or so, we're going to extend that arm. And again, keeping your butt on the ground, the right hand on the floor for balance. We're going to reach over to the side. Keep breathing. And again, if it's too much with the arm extended, just bend the elbow. Now, on one of your inhales, maybe in a breath or two, you're going to come on up. We're going to take that arm down. We're going to make our way onto our hands and knees. Is everybody okay being on their knees today? We're going to put a blanket underneath the knees, especially on this hard floor, if that's sensitive for you. Your knees on hard floor, if that's sensitive to you. And then you're going to have your knees about hip width apart, hands about shoulder width, fingers spread just a little bit, and take a moment to connect with your breath. And we're going to inhale up and exhale down towards child's pose. Just doing that a couple of times with your breath. Inhale is up, exhale is down. Moving at whatever rate you're breathing, inhaling up, exhaling down. Now, next time you come up, we're going to lift the right arm and turn your head away from it, and then exhale, hand down, head back to center. And then inhale up, left arm extends, head turns away from the arm, exhale, head to center, hand comes down. We have little wedges in there too. Yeah. And you're just alternating side to side. Inhaling up, head turning away from the arm, exhaling, head to center. Now, next time you finish that second side, when you inhale up, we're going to pause for a moment. And then notice how you're using your hands, right? If it's too much pressure on your wrist, you could be on your fingers or even on your fingertips. It could also be on your elbows, right? So making sure, because we're going to work with the legs a little bit now. So I want you to lift up your right leg and just in line with your body. And then what we're going to do is we're going to walk it out to the side and then back to neutral. I'm just going to do that 3 or 4 times depending on how quickly you're moving. Then we're going to take that knee down. I have to move because the wall's too close to me. And then we're going to take up your second leg, again, no higher than your hips, and then taking it out to the side. And you're just kind of noticing how it feels to move through the hip flexor in this way. So again, after 3 or 4 times, we're going to once more meet in our tabletop position. And we're going to put some of these movements together, but you're going to choose, like you're going to do what works for your body, right? So we're going to start with the right arm and left leg, find your balance. Woo. And then inhale is going to be here, exhale, hand and knee down, and come into your child's pose. On the next inhale up, left arm, right leg, vision stays towards the ground, chin gently towards the chest. And again, whenever your exhale comes, hand and knee down into your child's pose. And we're just going to alternate sides. If it doesn't feel good to do both the arm and leg, just choose one, do the arm or the leg. And we're always doing opposite arm and leg here, if you're doing both. Keep breathing. Now, next time you finish your second side, when you come down into that child's pose, I want you to stay in child's pose. You might take a block and place it under your forehead, and we're going to wrap those arms around the legs for just a moment. So your head's on a block or on the floor, and you're relaxing for a moment, making sure you can still breathe as you're tucked in this little ball. Now, from here, we're going to walk that right arm forward and come up onto our fingertips. And we're going to turn the head to the left. So you're up on your fingertips on the right arm, and you're turning your head to the left. And you either have a block under your head or your head's on the floor so that there's something for the head to rest against. And lift it up. Yeah, maybe even one more. Yes. All right. And then you're breathing and noticing what's going on in the side of your neck as you're here, making sure you can still breathe fully. On and exhale, whenever you're ready, we're going to turn the head back to center, bring the right arm around the body, and then we're going to walk that left arm forward, come up onto your fingertips, connect with that arm and the shoulder, and then in your own time, turning the head to the right. And while you're here, because we're holding, especially, but always with everything that we do, you want to make sure that your body feels comfortable, right? So is there anything that you need to do? Do you need to back off a little bit? Do you need to bend your elbow, walk the hand in? What would feel best right now? And then on one of these exhales, when you feel ready, you'll turn the head back to center, walk your left arm down. Now, some of you will clasp your hands here, and some of you will take your strap and put it between your hands at the low back. Your forehead is still resting on the block or the floor. And then, keeping your body relaxed, we're going to inhale those arms up towards the sky and exhale down to the back body. So just isolating, moving your arms to the back of you with the hands interlaced or using a strap. Do you like a strap? Miss Cordelia?
I actually have one.
Does that feel, oh, you do? Like where? So you're inhaling, arms up, exhaling, arms down to the low back. We'll use the strap so we get a little bit more movement with the shoulders. So if you're not getting that movement through your shoulders, I definitely suggest using the strap. Now, next time your hands come down to the low back, we're going to release the hands, release the strap, come on up into a kneeling position, or if that doesn't work for you, you're going to be kneeling upright or you're sitting back, heels on your bum, whichever feels more comfortable in your body. And I thought we might use some sounds as we move through a little vinyasa, a flow of movements. And if it gets to be too much, or if it doesn't feel right, you can just listen. You can make the sounds in your head. The thing is that we're doing the sound as we're exhaling, and so one of the reasons we might do sound when we exhale is to make that exhale a little bit longer, right? All right, so when we inhale up, it's when I'll tell you the sound. Ready? Inhale up. Pram, H-R-A-M. It's really pram. Inhale up to tabletop. Exhale, cream into down dog. Inhale, plank or up dog. Exhale, down dog, prime. Inhale, tabletop. Exhale, child's pose, croon. Inhale, tabletop. Exhale, pram. Inhale, reach for the sky. And exhale. If it doesn't feel good to sit down, you don't sit down, you stay up, right? Now, the other thing, and some of you are already doing it, if down dog, up dog plank, none of that works for you. You just do tabletop and child's pose. And you could do a little coming forward this way too, and coming back. So really you're checking in what feels good. How does it feel with the sounds? Okay, we're gonna do it a couple more times. Inhale, reach for the sky. Inhale, tabletop. Prime. Down dog. Plank or up dog. Down dog. Tabletop. Cream. Tabletop. Child's pose. Reach for the sky. Braha. One more time, and you do whatever movements feel good. Inhaling up. Pram. Tabletop. Down dog. Cream. Up dog or plank. Down dog. Prime. Tabletop. Child's pose. Inhale, tabletop. Exhale, croon. Inhale, reach for the sky. So I just want you to pause for a moment and notice how you're feeling. Notice if the sounds made any difference for you. And when you're ready, we're going to make our way up to standing. Okay, so, and once you do get up to standing, you might find a tennis ball and start rolling on your foot. Rolling your foot on the tennis ball. So did you notice any different sensations making sound while you're moving, or?
I noticed that my sound was real sticky, staccato kind of, and it smoothed out after a while, after doing it several times.
Yeah, it might have helped if I kept them in the same order too.
Some of us didn't catch on to that, so. I was like, wow, he sounds really good.
And if you haven't switched feet, now would be a great time.
You have to pay attention to your.
Yes. Yes, you do. You have to pay attention a lot more when you're using sound. Yeah.
Well, I felt like it was kind of like slow motion more when you're moving with the sounds, kind of fills it in the space a little bit.
It does, and it really does make you move a little bit more
Elastic.
slowly, like it extends the exhale a lot. Yeah. I'm glad you all have these awarenesses.
I enjoyed it. I was just trying to focus on my not having her.
Oh yeah, of course, of course. All right, so we're going to hopefully, that's enough for your feet. If not, you can do them later on, okay? And we're gonna have our feet about maybe as wide as your mat. Just take your hands to the outside of your legs. Inhale, body up, exhale, slide down. And not necessarily going for depth. We're gonna alternate sides, going for what feels good. Now you may want to start to slide up that outside hand and bend the elbow. No rush. Yeah, if you ever find yourself racing around doing stuff, add in some sound to your exhales. And it automatically like slows me down. Now, if you want to, you can start to extend that outside arm overhead only if it feels better.
The slow Abij mantra that you can use.
Sure. Sure. Slow, stop. I don't usually use no. Now, if you want to look up towards your arm, you can add that in as you're sliding down. Now, whenever you finish that second side, we're going to pause for a moment. So we still have our feet a little bit wide. We're going to take our hands, so the heel of your hand onto the top of your thigh, kind of where the thigh meets your torso. And we're going to inhale up and exhale. You're going to press like you're trying to stretch your thighs away from your body, and then inhale back up. We're going to do that a couple times. And really feel your feet on the ground like you're really connected. Now, this next time when you come down, we're going to stay here, right? Make sure the low back feels good. Knees are tracking over your feet. And I want you to focus on your torso as you're breathing, right? Inhale, let your belly and your diaphragm expand. And then as you exhale, gently invite them in, right? Inhale, expand, exhale, contract. And that's what's naturally happening, but we're just being more aware of it and maybe enhancing it a little bit with our intention. And it would be nice to use Ujjayi breathing here, especially on the exhale, if that's something that's in your practice. Now, after your next exhale on the inhale, we're going to come up, shake out those hands a little bit. For some of us, that's a lot of work. And so I just want you to stretch out your right arm and fingers on the hand. Pull your hand towards your body a little bit. And I'd like you having the fingers on the hand instead of the fingers because it gives us a little bit more control for how much pressure. And then we're going to do the second side. And let them go, shake them out. Okay, one more time, let's take our feet a little bit wide. And I just want you to bend your knees, roll through those hips. A couple times in each direction. All right, so now I want you to make your way towards the front of your mat. We're going to use a block here. You may not need it once we get started, but I'd like to start that way. So we'll have it on the outside of our right foot. And your feet are about hip width apart. And we're going to step back, a nice long step with your right foot. So your feet are hip width apart. And we want both of our feet pointing forward and your hips and shoulders pointing forward. And then we're going to inhale up, exhale, come halfway down, right? Hands on the hips or wherever it's comfortable. And make sure your feet are wide enough. That will definitely help with balance. Now we're going to extend that right arm up. And you're going to take the left hand, place it so that the top of your hand's on your pelvis. Inhale is up here. Exhale, you're going to reach forward and turn your head away from that arm. Inhale up. Exhale, turn. And if it doesn't work with the arm extended, you can keep your hands on your pelvis and just turn your head. Right? Because as soon as we lengthen that arm, it makes our lever longer, right? So it puts more tension on the back. So finding that position that works for you. You could also do this towards the wall with your hand coming down onto the wall. So facing the wall, you can do this. All right, next time you come up, I decided we're not going to use the block. So relax your arms. You're going to step that right foot forward and then take the left foot back. So again, hips and shoulders pointing forward. you know, you have your foot turned at whatever angle helps your ankle, okay? And again, we're gonna start by inhale, body up, exhale, coming forward, isometrically pulling your feet towards one another to help with your balance. Inhale up, exhale down. Now, next time you come up, we're gonna extend that left arm, top of the right hand on the back of your pelvis. Inhale is up, exhale, come forward, turn your head away from that arm. Inhale, arm up, head back to center. Exhale, come down. And again, if it feels better to have both hands on your pelvis and just turn the head, that's a viable option. Really, any option that you come up with that works for your body is okay with me. Now, we'll do it 2 more times. So next time you come up, relax that arm, step those feet together. We're going to take our hands onto our thighs. Inhale, body up, exhale, come into your forward bend, whatever depth it feels good. Keeping your hands on your legs, you're either going to inhale halfway up or all the way up and just moving with your breath. Inhale is up, exhale is down. All right, now next time that you're in your forward bend, we're going to take that right hand and place it on the block, whatever height works for you. You're going to feel your weight in your left foot, and we're going to extend that right leg up, and your left hand is on your hip. Okay, so you're standing on your left foot, right leg is extended. So right hand on the block, left hand on your left hip. Then you're going to possibly start to twist your body and your face to the left, so towards your standing leg. We're going to turn that body back down, take your right foot down to the ground, switch sides. So now your left hand is on the block, right foot stays on the floor, right hand is on your hip. And you're going to take that left leg up, find your balance, and then possibly we're going to start to turn the face and the chest to the right. Keep breathing. And feel complete, face and body towards the ground. Left foot comes down to the ground. Taking your hands onto your legs, bending your hips, inhaling, come on up. We're going to make sure we're not too dizzy from being upside down. And then let's extend both arms up overhead, palms facing towards one another. And we're going to, just like you're climbing a little rope. I don't know why I'm liking this move so much lately, but hopefully other people do as well. All right. You're going to take down those arms, shake them out a little bit. How did that feel, that revolved half moon pose that we just did? Interesting? Huh?
They kind of twist it in a different way.
So it's half moon reversed.
Yeah.
Okay. So now you're going to have the block on your right foot again, or on the outside of your right foot. Now we're going to do regular half. And you could do this with your body against the wall. That's an option. So you can do it your body so that you're resting your body on the wall. It's kind of fun, actually. It gives you a different point of perspective. Definitely still have a block, just in case. You might use the bar, but okay, so you have the block on the outside of the right foot. We're going to inhale, body up. Exhale, slide down, and you're going to place your right hand on the block a little bit in front. I have like 6 to 8 inches and off to the side of my right foot. Now the left hand is gonna be on your left hip, and we're gonna take that left leg up. So at first, your body and your face are pointing towards the ground, and then you're gonna start to shift open the hips and the chest, maybe. And then some of you might extend that left arm up. Breathe and focus. Beautiful. When you feel ready, you're gonna take that hand down, close the hips and shoulders, and then bring your left foot next to the right. We're gonna shift the block to the second side if you're at the wall. You're gonna flip yourself around. And again, you might have your blocks off to the side a little bit and to the front. Right hand on your right hip as you extend that right leg up. And again, possibly opening the hips and the shoulders, possibly extending your right arm up, find a comfortable place for your head. And whenever you feel complete, the hand comes down, hips and shoulders closed, bring that right foot down. From here, we're going to come down into a little bit of a squat. So you might walk your feet out a little bit. You might have a block under your bum. You might have a little rolled blanket under your heels. So you're going to find your way to some sort of squat that works for your body. We're using this as our counter pose here. And we want to weight our feet evenly, right? Heel and toe. Little roundedness in the back. Come on, all the way down. It scares me, it hurts my knee. Come on to, well, you know how we did it. Use the block, you come down onto one knee first. And then from here, although my low back is really feeling good right now, so I don't really want to move, but we're going to. We're going to take our hands down to the floor, get your butt all the way down onto the floor, and we're going to stretch our legs out. And, you know, like I was just having that moment, if that happens for you, it's totally okay to stay in a pose longer or less time, right? Because you're making the practice work for you. So we're going to have our hands behind us, and you could have your fingertips towards your back, out to the sides, or away from you, whichever works best for you. Right? And what I want us to do, you're going to walk your hands back a little bit, and we're going to bend the elbows. So you're going to straighten and bend your elbows. So notice, can you isolate just bending your elbows? And the body just kind of goes along for the ride, right? Does that make sense? Mm-hmm. It's a lot of work on your triceps. Or your wrists, which one? Did you try a different direction with your hands? Does it help to turn your hands? No? It's okay, we're gonna stop now.
It does.
All right, come on up. We're gonna take the hands onto your thighs now. And before we go forward and back, I want you to have your feet far enough apart so that you can bring your toes in towards the center and then bring them out. We're just rolling through the legs, in and out. And it's the whole leg, right? We're trying to move the thighs, the lower legs, and the feet, and just rolling in and out. Just kind of noticing how that feels. You might have one side that it's easy on. Hopefully nothing hurts. We're going to eventually come back to a place of neutral where your toes are pointing up, hands on your legs, inhale, body up, exhale, slide down. And like always, you can continue to inhale up and slide down, or you can hold your forward bend, whichever feels best for you in this moment. All right, next time you come up, this is where we're going to make our world famous cannoli rolls which hopefully all of you know what a cannoli is. It's really hard when you grow up having them homemade to like come to a place where you can't find them homemade really.
Do you have a good recipe?
I don't. I was never taught how to make them, just eat them, which worked really well for me.
Did your grandmother make it?
No, it was an aunt. Okay, so
We're using 2 blankets?
yes, we're using 2 blankets because we want an extra big cannoli roll, and you're gonna be in this fold.
Anyone else need a second?
I need a this blanket.
You need a different one?
No.
Or just make sure that one goes inside. All right, so, and then,
On your blanket?
and try to have all of your smooth edges in the same place. So like where your edges are rounded, you have them all in the same place. And the idea is that we're making these rolls, so you're gonna fold it once more,
This way.
that way. And then place another one on top, and then we're gonna roll it up. And this is our world famous cannoli roll. And you're gonna place it on your mat vertically. And the reason that we have it nice and long like this is so that I think you might have a smaller blanket.
Some of them are smaller.
Yeah, some of them are. Do you want one?
Can I do this?
It's gotta be bigger than that one. Yeah, it's, your red one is small. Now that I took mine apart again. All right, so you have your long cannoli roll. You're gonna place your head and your butt, so put it vertically on your mat. And you're gonna put your head and your butt on your roll. And then your legs are either straight or knees bent, right? And hopefully that, so your head supported and hips supported.
It's just like a laundry fold.
Yeah, I know, it's like folding blankets 101. All right, so here we are, we're on our cannoli rolls, your butt and your head is supported. So for what we're gonna do next, I'm gonna invite you to bend your knees and put your feet flat on the ground. And then I want you to, we're gonna start to make our way over to the right, and you're gonna see if you can get your left shoulder blade to kind of hook onto your cannoli roll as you come across. So really, we're just gonna go right to left. You're shifting your weight, but we're just trying to move the upper part of the body and see if you can help to connect your shoulder blade on the opposite side of the, so like your left shoulder blade is kind of hooking to the cannoli roll as you bring your right shoulder to the ground. And then you're gonna shift, bring your left shoulder to the ground and try to get that right shoulder blade to connect to your roll. And is that making sense? You're kind of just rolling through the top part of your body side to side.
So you're kind of holding on to the roll with your shoulder blade?
Correct, because we're trying to loosen up. Sometimes our shoulder blades get a little stuck on the back body. We're trying to loosen that up a little bit. Yes, exactly. Using the blanket so it's not as invasive as if we were using like the tennis ball, which can also be nice sometimes. Now, eventually, you want to make sure that you give both sides the same amount of attention. Then we're going to pause for a moment in the center. And then we're going to try to do that same thing with our hips. Although you're not worried about your shoulder blade now, you're trying to rest the right hip on the blanket as you bring the left hip toward the floor, scoot back to the center, and then do the same thing on the other side.
And shifting your knees.
Yes, your knees will definitely move a little bit. I like to keep my feet in the same place so that that's the foundation. So now we're just moving through the lower part of the body. And again, hopefully getting like a little massage on the back of the pelvis and feeling those places where your hips connect to the blanket. Is everybody getting that a little bit? You think so? And the thing is, you can make it as subtle or as gross, like a big or little movement. It's what feels good. Now, again, you want to make sure that you give both sides the same amount of attention. And we're going to pause for a moment. And then, very carefully, you're going to check out how you feel. And if you want to do this next movement, we're going to lift up the right knee, and you're going to use your right hand on the floor for support. And you're going to hold on to that right knee with your left hand. And then possibly reach your head towards that knee. And then take your head down, knee down. Second side, lift up. Left knee, left arm is on the ground. Too many sides here?
Too many balances on the spine.
Holding on to your left knee with the right hand, and again, possibly reaching your head towards that knee. Exactly. And your leg and arm that remains on the floor. And the thing is, you could just do the arm, the head, or the knee, or all of it. Again, making sure that you give attention to both sides evenly. Now, next time you finish that second side, you're going to pause. Now here, you're going to check in with your body. Now, for some of you, having yourself like this, your head might need a little bit of lift, right? Some of you might be really comfortable like this. Some of you may want to extend your legs out. But I want you to check and see how your body feels, if you need anything else, and then we're going to move into Shavasana. And some of you might, want to stay on your canola roll. Others of you will want to shift and get into a different position. So you're going to check in. What does my body need right now? And if you're ready to get into Shavasana, you're going to ask yourself how you want to be in Shavasana. And I notice lots of you have bolsters, so feel free to move on to them. And the idea in Shavasana is that you're as comfortable as you can be. I'd say, put on socks and stuff, make sure you're warm, but it's pretty warm in here today. But still, make sure you're nice and warm. Did you hit it? So as you find that comfortable spot, for the next bit of time, allowing yourself to be completely supported by the earth, by your bolster, blankets, whatever is beneath you. And if you find your mind wandering, you might just focus on the movement of breath, moving in and out of your body. So this is that time that I invite you to start to bring awareness back to your breath and your body. Maybe remembering how you wanted to feel when we were done with the practice today. And then starting to gently reawaken. And eventually, in your own time, making your way to a comfortable seated position. I thought we would do those same sounds while we were seated as a little bit of a focus practice. So if you want to join in, you're going to take your hands and just place them, fingers pointing towards your pubic bone. And we'll just say the sounds once because of time. Normally we'd say them 3 times, but so the first one you're going to take a nice big inhale and the sound will be from. Take your hands, so 4 fingers below your belly button. Cream will be the sound. Nice big inhale. Move your hands to just below your rib cage onto your solar plexus. Here the sound is firm. Hands to the heart. Prime. To the throat, base of the throat. Prune. One hand on the back of the head and one hand on your forehead. Crown. And then we're going to make like a little triangle with our hands and just place your hands on your head and it'll be Raha. Now you're all in alignment. Maybe. So if you'd like to join me in one last Om. teachers, past and present. I have a lot presently right now, learning so many lessons. And I acknowledge the lands that I live in. So I thank you all so much. Namaste.